These Labor and Green types should be absolutely thrilled that there's a tariff. This is a carbon tax of types. This is exactly what they want. Suddenly they're fossil fuel enthusiasts and they want us to be producing. I mean, give us a break. I mean, talk about mixed messaging here. And to pick a fight, to use this for some cheap politics domestically to appeal to the rusted on base who, this is his returning to his student politics days here, Anthony Albanese. I think this is actually where he's happiest, fighting Tories, fighting Trump, get stuffed. This isn't good for the country. At the end of the day, as Prime Minister, his number one priority is doing what's best for Australia and Australians. And that means you have to have a good relationship with America and have an appreciation of the reality of where we are in that relationship. The fact that Donald Trump won't even pick up the phone to Anthony Albanese right now, let alone have a meeting, speaks volumes. This relationship has been mishandled. And I say again,
why
badly.
Is Peter Dutton not on the phone to Donald Trump? There's plenty of opportunities that Peter Dutton could be speaking to Trump there, forming that relationship. Why? We had Susan Ley on the show before us say not refusing to commit. What the Libs should be doing is saying, we guarantee we will get rid of these tariffs on Australia.
They can't guarantee that.
Of course they can. Of course they can. If they were any good, they would make that guarantee. Because they would be on the phone, they would be there, they would be sorting it out.
Well,
the tariffs are irrelevant to those. Australia, it's 3% of their aluminium. It's irrelevant.
Well, the thing is, too, is that what Peter Dutton should be doing, and I would hope, and I just say that I hope, I don't know whether they're doing it or not, but you would hope that the people in the Dutton team are making and using connections between Australia and the Trump administration to start forging those relationships right now and to be sending those messages up the line.
Absolutely. Let's also talk about. So here's a classic example. So Keir Starmer, the hard left British Prime Minister, has actually adopted Donald Trump-type policies. So they've scrapped the NHS England, it's called. It's called Project Chainsaw is the joking name they've given it. Starmer came away so impressed from meeting Donald Trump that he went back to his cabinet in Britain and said, hey, let's actually get rid of some of the bureaucrats. Let's get rid of the red tape that's strangling Britain. Can you believe it, Rita? A hard left like Keir Starmer copying Donald Trump. But here in Australia, apparently, the Libs are terrified to say, yes, we want to do what Trump's doing. That's what we want to do.
I think that's a reflection of the almost uniformly awful US coverage we have in this country, where to this day, the Donald Trump coverage is so unhinged, so divorced from reality. 95% of it, other than possibly this program and James and I, it is just uniformly awful, ill-informed, hyperbolic, just wrong on so many levels. And I think they look at that and say, the public doesn't like Donald Trump. It would be a disaster for Dutton and Trump to be compared. That's not going to work for him. Instead of actually getting on the front foot and making the arguments, that's what you've got to do. You can't expect the media to do that for you if you're a Conservative. As for Keir Starmer, I've got to say, Rowan, he may be, announcing these sort of projects. I've got zero faith that UK Labor is going to actually cut the bureaucracy, cut costs, even if they have those intentions, because they make our lot look like they're,
absolutely. But my point is that even a hard lefty like Keir Starmer is not afraid to say, actually, what Trump is doing in terms of reducing the cost of government and the red tape and the green tape is necessary to advance their agenda.
Keir Starmer is the most calculating political animal. You simply cannot trust anything.
We know all that.
This is just like when, he said, we're going to make moves to cut migration because, of course, his approval ratings were absolutely in the toilet. And he knows that he's got to at least say these things if he wants to stay in power. He will say anything and do anything to stay in power. He doesn't believe any of this.
No,
well, you say that, but they have cut. They have made moves against the NHS.
Boots on the ground. It was only a week, 2 weeks ago when he was pledging boots on the ground in Ukraine. And then literally in the next sentence, he said, with US support, which he knew would never, ever, ever come under a Trump administration. But He got to say that line and get all the praise of the world's media as this great statesman, completely vacuous, completely intellectually barren.
That's fine, but I want to hear Peter Dutton getting up there and embracing the Trump revolution, not running scared from it. That's all I'm saying, guys.
Just don't run scared, full stop. This seems to be a feature of Conservatives in this country, politicians who are from the centre-right. Where is the backbone? Where is the courage? Where is the conviction? We saw it during The Voice and they prevailed despite all the odds, despite the fact that the Yes Camp had all the institutional support, had all the money, had every celebrity sporting club, every bank, every bloody mining company, except for Hancock Prospecting and a couple of others. Despite all that, they still lost. And yet, here we are where they're running scared again. They've forgotten what just happened.
Part of the problem, of course, is in the in the party rooms in both the state and federal level, you've got these massive factions of wets and of moderates too that drag the policy of the Liberals to the left. So the base doesn't get a look in so often. We see this in New South Wales.
Yeah,
I know we see this in
leadership comes from the top. If the leader of the Liberal Party was there embracing Trump firmly rather than kind of seeing a bit gun shy on the topic, that would make a huge difference.